Yo, what's up guys? It's Eggsterr from Envy, and today I'm going to be showing you how I get my setup game day ready. So for my keyboard, I like to have it slightly tilted, but not too much. It's just more comfortable, like when you're like leaning in, especially for like me, I have like really wide shoulders. It's more comfortable. For the mouse pad, I'm like the least picky person ever. Like I pretty much just sit down, throw it down and start playing. And if I need to, I'll just adjust it while I'm playing. But usually I'm not picky at all. For me, like a slight tilt down and somewhere around the eyebrow, like to top range is usually pretty good for me. And then for chair height, as long as I can sit like with my feet flat on the ground, like comfortably with like a pretty upright posture, that's usually good for me. I've changed my seating position on game day for what's ever comfortable. Sometimes the floors are like really slippery, so like I want to get on like the edge of my seat with like my feet really sturdy planted on the ground. And then other days, if I'm a little bit more relaxed, I'll sit like all the way back in the chair with like my feet crossed. It's just like it's like a comfort flow thing. Like sometimes this like the seating feels good and sometimes it doesn't. So I'll just switch it depending on how I feel. For my monitor settings, I honestly haven't even figured out what I really like that well. But recently I've been using 100 brightness, 12 black equalizer, 10 color vibrance, gamma 2. Yeah, I play around with these a lot. They're not really like that set in stone. Pretty much whatever I like on the day. Sometimes my eyes will just randomly start hurting, so I have to lower the brightness. And other days I'm like fine. But yeah, pretty standard. So right now I'm using the Lamzu Thorn. I like it for the thumb grip more. It's more ergonomic, and I've been feeling more consistent on it. I got motion sync off, competition mode on. Right now, I'm using 0 debounce time. I haven't noticed any like double clicking with it at all. Maybe in the future, if I notice something, I'll change that. For polling rate, I'm using 1000 Hertz, which is definitely the best recommended. And for everything else, it's just standard. So those are the mouse settings I'm currently using. I don't really see myself changing any of these. They're very solid settings. For my in-game Valorant settings, I have standard binds for pretty much everything except for my jump. I use mouse wheel down. And a lot of people like to also have like spacebar jump, but for me, it's more comfortable. I have kind of large hands to do in-game calming with jump. I found when I use V, like I would fat finger my spacebar too much. So I just figured why not make it spacebar. It's also how I used to play like CSGO when I was like 16. I don't remember exactly why, probably the same reasoning. It's just more comfortable to use spacebar. For my equipment, I have toggle, cycle. I'm not too picky. I haven't really messed around with any of these. So they're pretty much all the default settings. Sensitivity, right now, I'm using 0.15, 1600 DPI. That's like the sense I've been using for a really, really long time. It's like the most comfortable for me. For these, I don't really mess around with the multipliers. I've been struggling with the enemy highlight color. I've been like debating switching, but I have been using red for like the longest time. Minimap settings are like one thing that I like to change quite often based on like feeling. Like if I get in game, and for some reason I notice I don't see anything, I'll just crank the zoom, I'll move it around a lot. I'm not really picky at all. As long as I can look up to the top left and get like an understanding of what's happening, these settings don't matter too much. I personally like playing with blood on, but for tournament day, you can't. You have to have mature content off. So for practice, I just practice how I'm gonna play, so I always have mature content off. But if you're not a pro player, I would recommend playing with blood. I just think it makes the game more fun. Crosshair settings, I have a ton of crosshairs I like to switch between. Pretty much if I'm not feeling it, I'll hop on a new crosshair. There's nothing really stopping me from switching my crosshair. It's one of those things that I've always been very lax about. It's like if I'm missing shots, change the crosshair. Usually I'll start getting at least a couple more kills on a different crosshair. One other thing I really like to do that not a lot of people do is every time I have my ADS as like a small dot, Something about going from like normal crosshair to ADS dot is really nice. I think more people are starting to do it, but like I was like one of the first, I think, to like actually abuse the ADS dot meta. For video settings, there's not too much important here. Just using like mostly native stuff. I think it's better to have all these on off. And you always make sure you want to have on plus boost. It like overclocks your GPU, gives you better response times. It's really important. These are always on low, but like these, sometimes I'll change. Like sometimes I want my skins to look good, so I'll hop on Bloom and these. Bloom basically just makes everything like brighter. So like if you have any like glowing skins, it'll make them glow way more. And sometimes I find I can play better when the screen is like more enjoyable to look at. And then other times, like my eyes will start hurting. So I'll just like turn everything down and just focus on my crosshair. For stats, you don't really need any of this on, but I do like to have the FPS on just because if you're on stage and your PC is acting up, like it's good to know. You don't want to play with like a crappy PC or anything like that. You gotta get right on that for tech. For audio, not too picky again, same thing. Just on the fly adjustment, just making sure I can hear the game perfectly and my teammates at the same time. Like, not too sure what HRTF does, but I always have it on. It's just one of those things that like everyone just says turn it on, so why not? And I think that's pretty much it for all my in-game settings. For warm-up, I like to do 50 a limb. It really gets my like wrist and arm like movements solid. I basically just sit around, shoot bots on 50 a limb. It's really good for like hand-eye coordination and like overall like mobility. Like it helps you get your motions down. This is like for warm-up specifically, and then once I get like the feeling down, then I'll go hop in like some deathmatch, shoot some real players. That trains like, or that like warms up speed and like basically decision making under pressure. So this is mostly, I'm just trying to get like the feeling down, playing with my gun, crouching, strafing. Sometimes I'll try to do like I saw Tens do this a long time ago. You basically just do martial hard bots. And I usually know I'm like warmed up and ready to like swap to DMing when I can get like 15 of these. Obviously right now, I'm not as locked in. But yeah, this is like, once you're doing good on this, you know, you got your aim warmed up and you react like hand-eye coordination all good. It's ready to go to the next area. Sometimes I like to hop over to Raise, just fly around with the shorties, get my tracking warmed up with the shotgun here. As a player who uses scroll wheel to jump only and no spacebar, it's like really important that I have this like swap from shooting to spacebar. It's kind of like creating my own problem by not having spacebar, but something about it like feels really good when you get like the flow of jumping around and shooting at the same time. It's like really, it's more stimulating for me. Well, that'll do it for my in-game and out-of-game settings. Thank you so much, Lamzu, for taking my gameplay to the next level.